Welcome, y'all, to another deep convo with the fellas. My nearest and dearest homies here. We got Six in the building.
What's up, brother?
Chili McFreeze.
What's good?
Cole on the ones and twos. Jimmy, the super intern. Big Al, the biggest Eagles fan out there.
You ain't never lie.
We got Phil, Casso, Claw. Claw, what you got for us this week, my man?
All right, so this week we're tapping into, the roles that fathers play currently in society. A lot of, in our generation, a lot of guys didn't grow up with a father. You know what I'm saying? And the roles that we're seeing right now, the guys are stepping up and going a long way. And, I pass it off. We can go straight to Six. That's how you feel about the topic.
I think it's a dope topic, man. Been a father for a couple years now. We, like you said, we grew up with the stigma of, I learned not to ask people where your dad's at. You know what I mean? So that's a stigma that we all grew up. And since me having my kid, one thing that I've noticed is just a level of fathers stepping up. I go to the park. It's nothing but dudes with their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I go to Chuck E. Cheese. I go to the Raceway. I go all these places. I'm not saying moms is not involved, but it's a heavily male presence.
Yeah.
So whatever stigma we grew up in,
That's
from what I'm seeing, I'm really happy that we're the ones saying like, yo, we're gonna put a stop to this.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can speak for myself, obviously. I have a 5-year-old. He's autistic, and, I've been there since day one for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, through everything. And I never looked at it like it was something that was, like, foreign to me. Like, I never had it. Like, I didn't grow up with my dad, right? And I grew up not wanting anything. But that father figure in your life matters, right? Even if it's for advice, even if it's just to be there for wherever little information you need. A lot of kids don't grow up with that, and we're seeing how that impacts these young men growing up. Is that a lot of PTSD that these kids have, they don't even realize they have it until they become adults, right? Mm-hmm. So you may go through your adolescence and be fine, right? Once you start becoming an adult and there's certain aspects that are missing, right? You're not being able to speak to people. You're not being able to, kind of compute certain things of how to move in society, right? Certain things are just lacking. That's where that absence presents itself. You know what I'm saying? And for me, there's certain parts of me that are still trying to catch up, right? So for me, like I'm making sure that I'm there overtime for my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those fathers that I'm there at everything. You know what I mean? So how can we be able to make this normal for everybody to see? Because there's still the stigma out there where I've experienced this, right? I'll take my son somewhere and they'll ask, oh, well, is the mother around? And I'm just like, yeah, she's around. She's working and stuff. She's doing her thing, but I'm here.
I'm not babysitting.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, so it's like
this isn't a visitation.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm here. I got all the information. So it's like,
back.
what are you asking me? But people are so trained about seeing moms do everything that at some point they gotta stop that nonsense. Like, if you're a parent, if you're gonna be in your kid's life, it doesn't really matter if it's the mom. Like, who ever said that the mom had to do everything?
Yeah, the fellas can definitely do a lot. For me, I got a big family.
Yeah.
I got 4 kids. So, not saying that I take care of them all by myself. I have a woman
Absolutely
that takes care of them too.
Good one, by the way.
I'll say a great one.
Salute. Yeah, you go.
A great one. And we do it together. Like, I mean, some people do it by themselves. Some people do it, together. For me, I do it together. And I don't think it would work for me if it was just me by myself trying to take on that, you know, that to take on 4 kids just by yourself is a lot. I know some parents out there that are actually doing it. My mom was she took care of three boys, you know, and kudos to her because 3 big boys, 3 big football players. Like, imagine coming home, you go to the grocery store and everything is gone in the weekend.
Everybody bulking up,
you know. So you know, and that's just one person doing it by herself. Like I had a dad, same thing, but my mom was the one that raised us. So I try to picture like me doing that with 4 children. It's not happening. Like, I'm there for them, but to be there for them by myself, I'm a workaholic. It'll probably be pretty hard, you know.
Respect.
I mean, it's as a man who has 2 kids by 2 different women. I sit there and I say this, like, a lot of times, and this isn't even me trying to put any kind of accolades on anybody, but as a father, it's hard out there. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a father who, like I said, like me, has multiple kids by multiple women, but you can have 3 kids by 1 woman. Like, it's hard out there to be a father.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you don't get the accolades.
It's not designed for us, bro.
You don't get the accolades, and the expectation is you just got to do what it is you got to do.
Right.
Like, you got people like my man Mike out here who, like, they've been there since day one, from inception to conception to whatever it is that's going on right now. Like, his son graduated from high school, like, what, like a year ago?
Nah, this year, bro.
This year?
This year.
Yeah, like, so, like, they don't sit there and they don't give fathers, those accolades for those, like, like, take it away from me, take it away from anybody else. Like, I'm looking at somebody right now who done it from start to finish. Like, they don't really give people like Mike the flowers that they deserve for what it is that they do. Like, he wake up every single day and he put not only his kids, but his wife and his family number one. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get accolades for that shit. Like you don't get celebrated for it. You don't get accolades for it. The only thing you get is when you put your head down at the end of the night, you know you're doing what you're doing for the reason that you're doing it for.
Because and that's a great point, Al. As black men, we are designed and we are programmed to do, and we're not supposed to feel. We're not supposed to be celebrated. We're not supposed to have emotion. We're supposed to just continue to just do what we're supposed to do, like robots, and not have any emotion. And when we do show an emotion, it's weakness.
Right.
And that's a problem that I have, is that I think whatever narrative that they put on us, you know, we're slowly starting to break that mold, and we're starting to show people that, you know, we're more than just financial providers.
Like I think it's even deeper than that. Like, fuck showing these people. Like, we showing our kids. Like, we're showing our kids that we're not just a check that comes.
Yeah, not the financial providers.
Like my son is 13 years old right now, and my son's number one A1, that's his mother, and I'm not mad about that. I'm not jealous of that. Like, cause at the end of the day, like my A1 is my mother.
Yeah, so, boys and their moms always gonna be like that.
It's a different relationship.
It's a different relationship.
That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah,
that's okay for them to have that.
People, what I'm about to say though, yo, like my son's A1 is his mother, and it don't matter if his mother do what I do, or it don't matter if his mother do half of what I do. His A1 is his mother. Like, he looks at me like my responsibility is to make up whatever difference his mother don't make. Like, that's just what I'm supposed to do. Like, it don't matter, like, what I do, Like that's what I'm supposed to do.
But that's taught to little man.
Yeah, because you got a daughter too, and she's probably gonna. I mean, y'all gonna have that.
Yeah,
type of,
See what I'm
sis.
saying? But like my daughter's 3 months old.
well, she's young.
Like I look at my daughter like that's gonna end up being my best friend.
Yeah,
And that's how you want it. Your daughter's gonna be the one to want to take care of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know when if you continue to have that influence in her life, by the time she's 20 something, whatever, got her own crib, she's gonna call you to come over for the Eagles game.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? And that right there is gonna hit you way different than anything else on a Sunday afternoon.
She gonna call
That's
you
your
to
whole
come
world.
yeah.
And
unclog
everything.
that toilet for her.
I think.
And you're always gonna be involved. Now, crazy not to cut you off at all. Like even myself, like today, this morning, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I get mine ready for school, whatever the case is. And my son gave me this little tiny piece of paper folded up. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, you got a love note, bro? Because we been having them conversations now. You know what I'm saying? And we at that age, you know what I'm saying, where I'm trying to give him the right game and make sure he's not overstepping boundaries and not falling victim to anything. And so it has a little heart that says Happy Valentine's Day. I'm like, all right, so I open up. It's like, you know, I love you, Dad. Thank you. And I'm like,
Yeah, you up.
yo,
That's you up.
6 o'clock in the morning, you know, you yelling at everybody, get out, we gotta go.
I would have cried.
And I'm like, yo, hey, hold on. This for
real
me?
talk, like, that's
It's real spill. And I'm like, yo, and this is real, and it's constituting of what you said. And I'm like, yo, this is for me? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay.
You don't even have to receive it.
And I'm like, yo, but and he kept it real. He's like one of those keeps it over real. He's like, well, they told me the teacher said to either make it for your mom or your dad, and I chose you.
Wow.
And I'm like,
That's real, right
and in my mind, I'm not programmed to accept
Right.
the gift first, because something like that will go to your
To
mother.
the mother, yeah.
But when you really realize, and then it hits everything, and like the whole day I just been like moving around, shaking and moving, and I catch like even tonight he wants to pull up, he wants to chill, he wants to do this, he wants to chill, and I'm like,
He wants to be around his
like
dad.
that.
he wants to
man,
play
what you
2K, he wants to come to this, he wants to come to that, and I'm like, yo,
He like
You don't-
You a superhero.
you don't really get that though.
Yeah.
You get that from your daughter, and I'm
Right.
blessed. I got a daughter that wants to have me like that. But to have your son really want you on him like
Yeah.
that at this age of preteen and all that, it's like, damn.
It's okay, man.
Nah, I know exactly how you feel because like for whatever beef me and my son's mother go through, like I'll sit there and I'll say this, like she raised like whatever time I'm not there and I'm out there and I'm trying to like earn her, she'll sit there and she raised like a great boy. So he'll sit there and he'll tell me like, yo, Dad, what you need? Like how you feel, Dad? Like what you thinking about?
Breaking the mold.
Yeah, like yo, what's going on with you? Like I'll sit there and I told like yo, real talk. I was talking to his mother the other day, and I told her, I said, yo, I don't really have an opportunity to sit there and think about how I feel about shit, what I think about shit, because I think about what I got to do.
Right.
Like I got you, I got my daughter's mother. I got to make money for y'all. I gotta get what I gotta get. I gotta do what I gotta do, and I gotta bring myself to whatever I gotta bring myself to get there. So I'm not thinking about how I feel. Like that's not something that's programmed in me.
Right.
So for my son to sit there and hit me on Tuesday and be like, "Yo, Dad, you good?" Like
That's dope.
Yo, you know what else I think helped change? So not only are we a generation who watched our fathers not being around, watched other people's fathers not being around, saw the effect it had on people, and like, nah, this stops with me.
Yeah.
No matter what happens with me and Shorty, I'm gonna be there in my kid's life.
Yeah.
Technology, man.
Yep.
And I was gonna
Technology helps out so much. I'm not in a house with my son. Me and his mother broke up 3 years ago. I have him when I have him. She has him when he has him. That don't stop him from calling me on FaceTime. He don't even call me regular. I need to see you, Dad. Talk to me. Hang out. Dad, we go on Fortnite. Me and Chris will get on Fortnite. Video games. I'm playing video games with my kid now.
Right. Yeah, so that's bonding.
That y'all building.
Bonding.
Yeah.
We live in an age of nostalgia. He likes Sonic. He likes Ninja Turtles. He likes Mario. He's coming to me telling me stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, no, come on, Dad. It's the Ninja Turtles. Ooh, hit them. They got raised by Splinter. So, like, we have, like, a different, like, so with the technology and the want to of being there, I definitely think we're going to have a different generation of boys. It's not going to be the girl takes care of the dad and the boy sticks to my...
It's gonna be the boy take care of the boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
the father.
So,
Go ahead, Cos.
with all this being said, that's the funny thing about it all. The key word here is programming.
Yep.
So, our parents were programmed, the masculine, the feminine and all that, responsibilities here, responsibilities there. So, we're the generation that we're observing these things. We've observed these things.
Yep.
Sees that as the world is turning, it don't work.
Right.
It don't work in these times. So we're making the changes with our seeds. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I'm noticing with everything y'all saying. You know what I mean? Like, and at the end of the day, it's not about gender. It's about connection.
It's about It's about being
connection.
there.
It's human to human. At the end of the day, don't matter male, female, whatever. So that's I'm big on cause and effect. That's cause and effect, bro. You putting in the seed.
Yeah.
You're gonna get back to the tree, bro.
I think what
at the end of the day, like I just want to take like 2 seconds, kind of say, like, me personally grew up in a household with my mother and father, and my dad's like an amazing guy, right? Like, took care of us, like, but he has, like, at that point in time really had that, like, that gender stereotype, right? He's a doctor. He worked very hard. Like, I saw him. If I woke up early in the morning and I saw him late at night before I go to bed.
Log major hours.
Right. But took care of everything, right? Like stereotypical what you would expect, like, a dad to be, right? Mm-hmm. And now that he's, older, retired, grandfather, all this type of stuff, like, now I get to have that connection with him at
playing catch up. Yeah.
Now, right?
Yeah.
And, he comes to me and kind of says now things like, I wish when you were younger, I would have spent more time with you.
Right.
I wish that, like, I see what's important now.
Yep.
What I thought was important then, taking care of, money and the family and making sure you guys go to, like, great school and all type of stuff. It's great and everything, but, I lost the time that I had.
What we've realized in our generation, after what Ka said, and he put it eloquently, is that we observed.
Right.
We observed what our parents did. We observed the struggle that they went through, right? Mm-hmm. The major hours that they logged, the strain that they put on their bodies, the stress of having to rinse and repeat every day, right? Not being able to sit there for even 3 hours to just kick it with you. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to go out there and work. We have flipped it in our generation in regards to putting more value on spending time with our children, finding out who they are as people, building their characters, watching them grow. And the financial part of it, we're allowing certain sacrifices to happen so we can be at home more. Mm-hmm. Right. Because that's more important. Like, for me as a kid, like, my mom worked her ass off. Rest in peace to my mom. Like, she worked her butt off. But what she also did was she set up time so she can be there. So she set her schedule so she could take me to certain places. Yeah. So she could be there. So we could spend time with each other. So I never not had that connection with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I appreciated more than me not wanting for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have lived in the slums. It didn't matter. As long as I was there with her and spending that time with her, that's what was the most important. And I think that in our generation, that's what we're focusing on. It's not about how much money we can make. It's about how much time we can put into our children.
I don't know, man. Like,
you understand what I'm saying?
Like maybe I'm old school. Maybe my people's put something old into me. But like I tell my son all the time, like I'm here. And I gotta make a sacrifice to be here. Like any moment that I'm here, like I tell my son all the time, like, my life is dedicated to you. So anytime you don't see me, anytime I'm not with you, like, I'm out here trying to figure out how to do better for you.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's up.
Well,
that's valid. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Same thing.
What was he gonna say, man?
That's how it is. Like, for me, in my case, sometimes, like, I'm not there all the time, but I'm there
all
when
the
it's time.
Right.
Like,
I like that.
whether it's time to schedule for plays or awards.
I'm not missing nothing.
Sports.
missing
nothing.
I'm there. I'm gonna be there. I'm
Right.
gonna make sure I'm there. I'm gonna be there in the morning before you go
100%.
and when you come home.
And that's
you're
what
gonna see him
and that's what I
before
mean
you
by
go
the
to sleep and when
sacrifice.
you wake up. Yeah,
That's what
And
I
it's
mean
still
by the
a sacrifice.
sacrifice is that, like, instead of you saying, I gotta work, you're gonna say, I'm gonna make sure that I schedule my schedule around you guys to be able to make you know that I'm here.
Fact. 'Cause
Like,
you don't
because
get that
a
time
lot of
back.
parents, they don't do that. They just work,
Yeah.
and they miss out on a lot of stuff. But then in their mind, they're like, yo, I'm missing out on these things, but I'm making sure that the food is there. I'm making sure that the roof is there. Like, but in hindsight, there's certain things that get lost. You know what I'm saying?
And with those messages, it's like you can be, and I didn't know the difference until I became a parent. You know what I mean? I seen people close to me have their kids or have kids before me, and not. I used to base my quote unquote parenting thinking that they were doing the right thing,
Right.
but not to say they were doing the wrong thing. But in hindsight, it's like, yo, you can be a good provider,
Not a good,
but not a
parent.
good parent.
Right.
Like I've been a better parent to certain people that I know that their parent wasn't.
Right.
But their parent was a great provider.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I probably couldn't compete on that level.
Gave
You know
them
what I'm
everything
saying?
they wanted financially. Right.
And it's
Yep.
a balance, and it's never gonna be what it is. Now here, I've been really wanting to be patient and give you the curveball. Right now, in the era that we grew up in, we're talking from the male point of view. What we aren't talking about is the female point of view of not having their father there, and dealing with the. I don't want to say programming, but dealing with the influence of having a scorned mother.
Nah, you're not. No,
Yeah.
you 100%.
But I'm not trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be 1,000% walk on eggshells. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, let them get off,
Yeah,
man.
like I'm not trying to like OD, and I don't want to. It's not a bashing segment when we had these conversations. So I want to be 100%, observable and relatable on all factors.
And also transparent.
Transparent. And when you deal with someone that, her pops wasn't there, her mom's told her that, this is the situation and men did this and da. She already grew up with a disadvantage, and I had that.
That's on the moms.
that wasn't the case for me though.
Nah,
It's breaking tradition, because at the end of the day, this is why you have a city girl right now. It's why you have a current culture of women that are literally now saying, I'm gonna do what I want to.
Right.
He got to do this. He got to pay for me. Da.
Same thing with
Because
dudes too.
it's translations.
Real
Quick, 1 second.
Let him finish.
And then at the same time, you're now, and like I seen an Instagram. It could be an Instagram post. It could be cap, whatever. But it's an Instagram post saying, "Oh well, men aren't looking at women anymore, trying to like say that they're the most beautiful things in the world." And that just came like this year now, because
What?
that's what's happening now. Because now.
Nigga, you've been off that.
Because
shit.
people are actually like guys, from my point of view, and the people I be around, aren't worried about trying to get a woman off her looks now. We got so much to do,
Too
Right.
much.
and we don't. And now we see. Oh wait, hold on. What's it gonna cost me?
Right.
It's not about like me enjoying anything with you. It's what's it gonna cost me?
It's the bigger picture.
You know what? Oh, I got responsibilities. I'm good.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
guys may take an extra trip to DR. Hey, salute if you do.
Don't talk about the.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Great time.
But you know what I'm saying? At the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time, the mindset's changing, because it's like you start to get privy to the situations and be like, all right, wait, nah. This everybody's going through it. It was a generational, I don't want to say outbreak, but a generational influence that happened during the times that we grew up in. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to say everyone that's doing their thing, continue to do your thing. Everyone that's still learning, it's a process. And, if you could lean on, like I had people in this room that I looked at as some of the good, dopest fathers I knew. And I had my dad in my picture, but at the same time, I had to learn from my people in order to learn my route, in order to get where I can get, so I can help the next generation of people that just had kids. You know what I'm saying? And the next generation is gonna have kids eventually, of course, and however, so we're gonna go that route.
Fellas, that was a very poignant conversation. It was needed. I hope that people who hear this, they take it and they apply it to their lives, because we need more positive influences out there. We need more fathers to be present. It's not about just working for the bag anymore. That's important, right? It's important to be able to have financial flexibility and generational wealth and all this stuff, but you gotta be there for your kids. You gotta let them know who you are rather than just money, right? Rather than just things. They gotta know who you are. They gotta see you be transparent and be emotional around them. They need to know who their parents are internally. And a lot of times in our culture, we don't show that. It's hard for us to show that. But I think little by little, we're starting to get out of that mindset, and we're starting to break that mold and create our own legacies here in regards to being more upfront, being more present for our children. So great conversations, and we're gonna have more of these.